Hey guys, welcome to Tabletop Baseball Plus. Today, who remembers this game? First of all, Catico All-Star Baseball. Just got this in the mail. Here's a look at the backdrop, which I have to take down because it kind of blocks my light. I have to set it a little farther back off the board. That's why it's not on there, but I got it propped up behind, so it's not blocking the light. And I just got this open. I'm kind of going through it right now as we speak. I played the living daylights out of this game as a kid. Rico Cardi's the guy that I remember the most for some reason. It was my first introduction to Rico Cardi. And I'm not sure what the difference between the gray, the white, and the red is. Not for sure on that. Can't remember. But these look in pretty good condition. Maybe it's positions. No. Are all the outfielders red? Cleon Jones. Maybe the outfielders are red. Pitchers are white. Infielders are gray. Pitchers and catchers are white. That looks like that's the case. So pretty good condition. And then of course you had your strategy discs. If you wanted to try to bunt, steal, hit and run. Stuff like that. But I'm going to be talking today about a newer version of the game developed by Dennis Collier, and that is Star Power Baseball, and which he has put out the World Series teams. Now normally he puts out just Hall of Famers, All-Stars, stuff like that. You don't get season sets or anything, but you can get... He's quoted me the Hall of Fame set for $50 PDF, $100 if you want it printed and cut out. Maybe not cut out, but I know if you want him to print them, it's $100. Now they're going to look really nice. I mean, they're going to have the player's face on there. I'll try to put a picture on there of some of the examples. I think I've showed some on the Facebook page, but this is the 89 version of the Catico version of the game. This is 89 disc. I bought a couple games off eBay, and I just got this one. This is like the 70-ish game, and then I got the 89 version also, which has discs look like this. Players' faces on there. But these are what Dennis Collier puts out. Like I said, the discs that you would get are going to have the face on there, not this. This is just the World Series teams that he put out and sent to me as an example to show you guys. And he'd probably give them to, if you ordered the Hall of Fame set, he would probably throw these in too. I would be surprised if he didn't. But I don't want to overspeak my bounds on that, so I can't guarantee that. So let's look at the differences here. Back in the old game, there was no pitcher disc. I mean, there was pitcher disc, but it wasn't a pitching disc per se. As we have Gerrit Cole here, let's look at his. A K is a K. It's a strikeout. You're not even going to spin the batter. Let's put the batter over here. An H with the line above it is an H minus. Okay, so you spin the pitcher, he gets an H minus. That means if you spin a hit on the hitter's card, you're going to have to spin again. You cannot take the first result if it's a hit. If it's an out, fine. Double H is any extra base hit. Double or triple is going to turn into a home run. Single is still a single. Anything else is just what it is. F is a fly out. You're not even going to spin the batter card. B, you'll spin the batter card. Whatever happens, happens. A Z is... what is a Z? Can't remember. Z is a wild pitch. B, again, is spin the batter card. X is a hit by pitch. B, spin the batter card. Walk, hit, with a line above it, means if the batter spins a walk or a hit, he has to spin again. So you've got some pretty good pitcher effects here. Now also, there's some things to look at. The +4 means he gets 4 respins. You don't like what he spun? Spin it again. You don't like what the batter spun? You can make him spin again. You get 4 of those per game for Gerrit Cole. Not every pitcher has those. Joe Smith is 0. Let's look at the pitcher fatigue real quick. He's a starter. He can go 6 innings before his fatigue takes place. But kind of like in Status Pro, you're going to have a rating. You're going to take his 6 and his +4, you're going to add those together, he gets 10. So he gets a rating of 10. Anytime he allows a base runner, you're going to knock him down 1. So he allows a base runner, walk, hit, whatever. Then he becomes a 9. Another base runner becomes an 8. If he drops down to 0 before he gets to 6 innings, he could become fatigued. You can become fatigued by allowing 3 consecutive base runners or 4 base runners total. Those are some ways to become fatigued. I'm not going to go over every single rule. It's pretty good rule book. It's very thorough. It seems daunting. There's like 40 pages maybe, but a lot of pictures. Don't get too overwhelmed by it. Let's look at, of course, he's got a sacrifice rating. And this is a speed rating and his base running ability rating, both 0s, which are terrible, obviously. And then if you look at Adam Eaton, his speed is a 3, his base running is a 5+, which is the best you can get. 5 is the best on speed, he's a 3. And he has no respins. Sacrifice rating is a 3, not a -3, but a 3. That's a dash. Let's see. Rendon gets 2 respins. Let's look at fielding. Fielding rating is a P, which is percentage rating of 1, which is the worst. 5 is the best. Range of 1, which is the worst. 5 is the best. Trey Turner, he is a P3R2. Fielding percentage of 3, range of 2. And those will come in on the other strategy disc that I'll show you in a minute. Let's take a look at some more pitching discs here. Let's take a look at these 3 guys right here real quick. Notice some differences here between Cole, Divinsky, and Joe Smith. Do you notice anything different between these cards? That's right, it's the lines. Gerrit Cole has the normal thin lines. Divinsky's lines are a little bit thicker. Then you get to Joe Smith and they're really thick. What those represent lefty-righty matchups. So if you hit a liner and the pitcher is a right-hander and the batter is a right-hander, the pitcher gets to choose which side of the line he goes to. Let's say we hit this line right here. Obviously, the pitcher's going to take the K. He's going to strike Trey Turner out. Now, if it's a lefty-righty matchup, he's right-handed, he's left-handed, then the batter gets to choose which side of the line he goes on. The batter's going to take this side, and he'll get to spin his card. Joe Smith, he's even more dominant versus right-handers. He throws righty. If he's facing a righty, obviously he's pretty dominant versus right-handers. You hit that line, he's going to take that K. He's going to take that ground out. He's going to take that fly out. So that's what the lines are, the lefty-righty split. So pretty neat there, I think. Pretty way to bring that into play. So let's take a look at, let's look at the batter card first. What are the batter results? Pretty much the same, I think, as the old game. We'll take a look here, kind of compare. What I did is I took an index card and I made my own little cheat sheets here for his game, for Star Power Baseball game. So 1 is a home run, 2 is a ground ball pulled, 3 is a single or more, which is right there. He barely has a 3, which most of them do, which means he could stretch a single into a double. 4 is a fly ball, pulled fly ball. 5 is a triple. It's usually pretty small. 5 is a triple. 6 is a ground ball up the middle. So it could be shortstop or second base. It's up to you. If you want to find out, you can. If nobody's on base, you don't have to find out. If somebody's on base, then you do. 8's a fly ball anywhere. Still a fly ball. 9's a walk. Same as the old game. 10's a strikeout. Same as the old game. 11's a double. 12's a ground ball. Opposite field ground ball. 13's a single anywhere. Same. 14 is a pop-up. So you might want to make one of those out if you get the game, so you can have a little, same thing as here, kind of a little batting key. Now, obviously, you have your strategy disc. You have your sacrifice bunt. You have your stealing. Your injuries, if you want to play with some injuries. Ground ball. Play at the plate. Outfield. Drag bunt. Hit and run. It's all there. I mean, it's all there. If you want to, anything you want to do, you can do in this game. You want to sacrifice bunt? You're going to look at the sack rating of the batter. You're going to spin. If it's equal to or better than the sack rating that he lands on, it's a good sack bunt. Well, actually, he gets to pick between here and here. He's going to take that, obviously. If he's the 3 and he lands here, he's going to pick sack. So it has to be equal to or greater than the number to get the sacrifice. If he's not, then the defense gets to choose. Say it's in between here and the defense wins. They're going to choose the F. Lead runners out if forced. If no forced, batters out, runners advance 1 base. Sometimes you'll get a fielding result. You'll check the fielder instead of the batter. And he'll have to be equal to or greater than the fielding numbers here. So if a guy's a 0 sacrifice bunter, he's going to have to hit this green. He's going to have to land right on it to get a sacrifice bunt. In other words, like he's a 0. So stealing, you're going to look at if he's being held on, Trey Turner is an A5 plus. He's going to drop down to a 4. You drop 2 if you're being held on first. You drop 2 numbers on the A. So you treat the plus as kind of another number, basically a 6. So he would drop to a 4. If he was just a plain 5, he would drop to a 3. And so he's going to have to land on something equal to or lower than a 3 or a 4. Actually, for him, it's a 4. So in A4, he's safe. The outer ring is for stealing second, the inner is for stealing third, and the middle is, or the inner ring is for stealing home. The middle is for third. And again, sometimes you'll have the catcher involved instead of the runner. And whoever wins, wherever it is, whoever wins gets to choose which side they go to. Is it going to be safe or out? If you land on safe, obviously he's straight up safe. If you land on the H, runner holds, spin the pitcher. If you land on the E, it's an error. But if it's anywhere in the middle, you're going to check the runner or the position, and whoever wins gets to choose which side it goes to. Injuries. I don't typically ever play with injuries, unless I'm doing, I don't know, I just don't typically play with injuries, so I haven't really checked out the injuries. I'll let you guys figure that out. Ground ball. Let's say a runner's on first. He's being held. You're going to spin, it's a ground ball, it's a ground ball up the middle. Now let's say it's a pulled ground ball. It's a pulled ground ball. So Trey turns up, he pulls the ground ball. So it's either going to be shortstop or third base. So you're going to spin, it's first base. What do I do there? Well, you're going to move it to third base. If it's on the corner, the opposite corner, you'll move it to the corner he hit it to, which would be third base, the side that he hit it to. If it's up the middle and it lands on second base, or if it's to the left side and it lands on second base, it's going to be shortstop. If it's pulled and it lands on first, again, it's going to be third. If it's pulled and it lands on second, it's going to be short if he's a right-handed batter. Okay, so let's say it's the third baseman. So we know it's the third baseman. We're going to spin again. And we're going to check his P2 rating. Needs to be 2 or higher. And he gets to decide, is it an error or a double play? Well, duh, he's going to choose the double play, right? If he's a P1, then it's going to be an error, because the batter's going to choose which one. So same thing there. The winner gets to choose, and unless it lands directly on it, then it is what it is. Same thing here, play at the plate. Outfield, same thing. So you have a runner on third or a runner on second, and you hit it to the outfield. You find out which outfielder it is. Unless it tells you pulled to the outfield. Then you know it's to left field if it's a right-handed batter. Then you're going to spin again. You're going to check the fielding rating. If the fielder wins, he'll pick which side. If the batter wins, he'll pick which side he goes to. Drag bunt, haven't really checked out yet. It looks like the sacrifice rating is used. But I'll let you guys check that. A hit and run. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. If you land on P, spin the pitcher. See, I kept this key on here. You could cut the circle out, but I kept the key on so you can just have it right there, and plus it's easier to get the disc in and out. I just didn't cut the whole disc out. But anything you can do in this game, in baseball, you can do in this game. So let's do a couple examples here between Gerrit Cole and Trey Turner. First, you're going to spin Gerrit Cole's card. So walk hit minus. Oh, and he got a hit. It's a home run, but he has to spin again. Now, normally, on a normal home run, and if it's not a situation like this, you cannot make a batter respin a home run. But this is an automatic. If it's a walk or a hit, he has to spin again. And he strikes out. So you can see there, Gerrit Cole had a big effect on that. Spin again. Oh, the same thing. And it's an 8, so it's a fly out. Let's see, on the actual key that I have, it is a fly ball anywhere. Now, if you want to find out, you can put the outfield disc in and find out who actually caught it. Or you can just say fly out to left field or center field, whatever. Vary it up however you want to do it. Gerrit Cole is tough to get a hit on. B. So that means Trey Turner is wide open. It's wide open for Trey Turner, and he flies out. Now, I'm probably not going to use this board. Let's go into something else here. Oh, you've got Pete Rose under there. I'm going to show you something that I made real quick like. Actually, I'm going to take a time out and come back with it. So this is what I've come up with. I got this, like I said, I ordered 2 games. Both pretty cheap. You can find this game pretty cheap. And I cut this one out because the part that stands up in the back was not cooperating whatsoever, and it was the 89 version. Is where I got those. And like I said, the back of the game was not, let me move this out of the way, was not standing up well, and so I just decided to mutilate it. I cut the discs out, and so I've tacked this one on here. This is obviously the Stratomatic board. And then I found these online, these spinners. Let me grab one here that you can buy. It's like from a Christian bookstore, believe it or not. And I just cut like the top quarter off, and I found some nuts out in my garage, some little bitty nuts to kind of keep the card from sliding in too far and keeping it centered. I super glued them to the plastic, and then super glued them to here. So they're on there, and it keeps the card, and it spins really nice, and the card slides in right at the same perfect spot every time. Plus, there's a big enough gap here that I can put the whole lineup in there if I want, which is the way I used to play it. I remember I'd put the whole lineup in there, and then, let's see, I'd just put the whole lineup in there, spin, then take them out, flip, go to the next guy, flip, next guy. That's how I used to do it. Now, you're going to get more wear on the cards probably if you do it that way, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm good. So this is what I've come up with. I've got 3 spinners. I could make another one, make a couple more, stick a couple more up here for strategy discs and things, but this is where I'll be using my strategy disc. I'll have pitcher here, or pitcher and batter down here is what my plan is. So let's just do a little, let's see here. Who's going to pitch? Scherzer, he's about like Cole, Gerrit Cole. Let's see. I'll let you guys look at these. There's Strasburg. Let's put him in there. So we'll go Strasburg first. And that's a G, so a ground out. That's a ground ball. No matter what. Now you can find out, like I said, if you want to find out where it was hit. You could have these two in there. You could have the outfield and the ground ball already loaded. And just to give it a quick spin, shortstop. Ground out to shortstop. So we'll do another one. So any extra base hit is a home run. And it is an 8, which is a fly out anywhere. Now you can, like I said, you want to find out who caught it, left field. Fly out to left field. Sometimes it'll say fly ball pulled, ground ball pulled. We already went over that. So let's do another one. Walk hit minus. 7 is a single, but he's going to have to spin again because it is a walk or a hit. 6, ground ball up the middle. Shortstop. Do another one. B. So Brantley, free reign here. 12 is a opposite ground ball to the opposite field. So it'd be shortstop or third base. You can find out shortstop. Strasburg's tough. Tough to get a hit on. Plus he has 3 respins if he wants. B, now if he could use a respin. If he doesn't want Bregman to, use his batter card full out here, 8, fly out. You could make him respin too if he gets a hit. Ground out. Strikeout. Batter card. 14's an infield pop out. Remember, you got 3 respins for the whole game, so you can't just go willy-nilly on them. Plus, Alex Bregman has 2. 6 is a ground ball at the middle, but he's going to use a respin. Let's see what happens. Double. There you go. Bregman doubles on his respin. But it's tough. Struck him out. Walk hit minus. Actually, kind of went back. It is still there. Flies out, so it's a fly out. X is a hit by pitch. But he's going to respin. Hit minus. So walk still counts. It has to be a hit. If he gets a walk, but he strikes out. So let's take a look at a different pitcher. One that's not as tough. If they have one. Sean Doolittle, the 4 ERA. Let's look at Sean Doolittle. Where'd he go? So he's tough on lefties. So HH is double or triples a home run. 14 is a walk. Oh, it's not. I'm thinking of ABBA. It's the infield pop out. Struck him out. It's pretty much free range on Alex Bregman. 9 is a walk. So he's on. B, Bregman. Home run. There you go. Bregman hits one out. He does have a respin, but you can't respin a home run. Unless it's like this, hit minus, he would have to respin that if it was his first spin. HH. Home run. Back-to-back homers for Bregman. Walk minus, so if he gets a walk, it is not a walk. And he did. 9's a walk. He has to spin again. Boom, we got another one. It's a home run. Can't respin or respin, so you can't make him do that. Plus you can't respin a home run. 14 is a pop out. And that is an HH. I moved it a little bit, but I call that an HH. Fly out. So I'm going to stop there. That is going to give you guys a good idea how the game works. I will play a full game. Probably several. Probably going to get the Hall of Fame set eventually. I haven't got it yet, but he will send that PDF and for $50. And like I said, they'll be really nice looking cards. I'm going to try to put a picture on here of what they look like. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for joining me. Until the next time, take care and God bless.